friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie. Today we're going to be talking all about my June TBR. So for anyone who doesn't know, for June I am going to be co-hosting and competing in the amazing Readathon, which is created and hosted by Bree over at Four Paws and a Book, and I am going to be part of team Lorekeepers with my good friend Leandra from Leandra the TBR Zero. Our whole goal is to find reads that focus on family elements. That's how we earn bonus points. As somebody who reads a lot of fantasy, there's always kind of that found family trope, but then on the flip side, I read a lot of contemporary romance, which usually is like an interconnected family series. So this truly was like a match made in heaven, and I know that Brie also gave me this because of how much I love to read Single Dad and Guilty. How many will I be able to fit into this readathon? Great question. I don't think I have a single dad in my lineup currently, but we don't know what the sightseeing prompts are yet, so there is wiggle room for sure. What I will say is if you are interested, I will make sure that all the information is linked in the description below. There is still time to join. Please come hang out. There are so many wonderful hosts and so many wonderful teams for you to join. Find the one that is the best fit for you and come have some fun. There's also a non-competitive group this year, so if you're interested in just dipping your toes, you don't have to feel overwhelmed. There are lots of options. So this year we're doing things a little differently. Usually we do not know the prompts beforehand. However, Brie has been so nice to us, and now we know what the 10 prompts are. However, we don't know what order things are happening. So we're just going to go through, we're going to talk about the books that I chose for each prompt. We're going to talk about buddy reads, and we're going to talk about book club. So the first prompt I'm going to talk about is a green cover, and for this I am hoping to read Slapshot by Chelsea Curto. Now this book counts for green cover, but it could also count for a large city setting because these take place in Washington DC. But for now, this is going to be my green book. In this book we are following Hudson, and he needs a private chef, which is great because Madeline is a private chef looking for a job. She also happens to be a single mom, and in this series I also know that there is a lot of found family because there is this core group of friends and all of the guys play for the same hockey team. And I have to say, I read Power Play by this author and I really enjoyed the friendships and the connections that these characters had with each other. It felt so natural and so welcoming, and I had the best time with them. So this series is one that I really want to get caught up on very quickly. Then we have the prompt for a violent word in the title, and for this I chose every time I go on vacation someone dies. This sounds so wacky goofy. In this book we are following an author, and she is currently over in Italy doing a book tour, and it just does not go to plan, honestly. It says 10 days, 8 suspects, 6 cities, 5 authors, 3 bodies, and 1 trip to die for. It just sounds like it's going to be such a quick read, and I really just hope it's entertaining and fun and lighthearted. Next we have Over the Top Cover, and for that I'm going to read Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver, and I'm going to be buddy reading this with my friend Neva. I am late to this party, okay? I read Butcher and Blackbird ages ago, and tell me why I've owned this. I have the next book too, and it's just been sitting there staring at me. So is it a crazy cover? I think so. There's a lot going on. To me, an over-the-top cover is just something that's very busy. There's a lot going on this cover. So I don't really know what this one is about. I know that she's going to ruin some kind of food group for me. I think in this one, I think it's pizza. That's kind of like her thing. In the first book, it was ice cream, and I think this one is pizza, and then I think in book 3, it's cotton candy. I think so. I don't know how, but it's gonna happen. For this one it says, it's an enemies to lover dark romantic comedy packed with danger, chaos, and heat. After contract killer Lachlan botches a job for his boss's biggest client, he knows he'll never claw his way out of the underworld, at least not until Songbird Lark offers him a deal. Hunt down a killer and she'll secure his freedom. The catch? He has to marry her, and they can't stand each other. So there's a marriage of convenience. Now we're talking. All I'm hoping for is banter and silly shenanigans, truly. For a city setting, we have a book that is so bittersweet. I want to read it desperately, but I don't want it to end, and that is Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforty. We've all been patiently waiting for Rio's book, but I don't want to say goodbye to these characters. I know she has another series coming, but I'm so attached to this world, these people, this family. I do know that this is a childhood friends to lovers, second chance story, and I've seen so many wonderful good things about this all over the place. I've been trying my best to go into this as blind as possible because Liz really did talk about how there is some spoilers in here. Don't ask me how, I don't know, but I'm gonna find out and I'm gonna be emotional and I cannot wait to vlog this one. Then we have a cozy or comfort read, and for this I'm choosing A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, which is a book that I have been anxiously waiting for, and I am so thankful that I have an arc and I cannot wait to dive in. This is the same author that wrote The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which was one of my favorite cozy books. Cozy usually is not my jam. Loved that book, but I think it's because there was a lot of like emotional depth to that book as well. The characters were really going through their own little struggles and I really appreciated that. I don't know what to expect in this one. It says, a whimsical and heartwarming novel about a witch who has a second chance to get her magical powers and her life back on track. I have high hopes for this one. I am thinking top 5-star prediction, maybe potential favorite of the month, so I'm really hoping it doesn't let me down. For a romance, there were many for me to choose from, but I am going with Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. I am buddy reading this with my friend Sarah, and I actually already started it, but I stopped a couple weeks ago. I just got really busy, so I'm going to be saving this for Tar, and I am, again, if you can believe it, finishing another series, which is very productive of me, and I love that. In this one, I know that it is a second chance story and that she is a single mom, and I do also know that it is a dual timeline as well. For low rating, we have Crash Landing by Annie McQuaid. This is a debut novel, and it is a book that obviously I was really excited to read because I picked up my own copy, and it says, Piper Adams is completely, totally, 100% over Wyatt, the former love of her life. At least, that's what she tells herself. After he broke her heart, she stopped taking risks and focused instead on building a perfect and perfectly safe life. But bumping into Wyatt at the airport on the way to her best friend's destination wedding wasn't part of the plan. Neither was a canceled flight nor Wyatt's offer to take her along on a tiny plane that he's flying to attend the same event. Desperate to make it on time, she accepts the ride, but things go from awkward to full-blown nightmare when their plane crashes in the Caribbean, stranding Piper on a deserted island with the last person she ever wanted to see again. For a celestial or godly word in the title, I decided to go with That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. This author I will be meeting here in Minnesota for a event, and I want to read it. Again, I feel like it's very on theme with the books I've been trying to pick. I've been trying to pick books that sound really entertaining and exciting, and I think this book is just like where you have to distend belief, and I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this one. For a book with a winter setting, I went with Any Trope But You. I have heard a lot of things about this book. So many people are talking about it, and I really did like the cover. I am also just such a sucker for an Alaskan setting. I don't know what it is, but I love it so much. In this one, we are following best-selling romance author Margot, and she has a secret. She doesn't believe in happily ever after. They never do. They never do. Not for herself, not for her readers, and not even for the characters for whom she secretly writes alternate endings that swap weddings and babies for divorce papers and occasional slash tire. I might enjoy those epilogues. Like, mix it up a little bit. I'm curious about that, okay? When her happily never after document is hacked and released to the public, she finds herself canceled by her readers and dropped by her publisher. Wow, harsh. Desperate to find a way to continue supporting her chronically ill sister, Savannah, Margot decides to trade meet-cutes for murder, the fictional kind. Probably. But when Savannah books Margot a 6-week stay in a remote Alaskan lodge to pen her first murder mystery, Margot finds herself leaping into the arms of the handsome proprietor and begins to fear she's landed in the plot of one of her own romance novels. Will she save her career? Find out. Now we're going to talk a little bit about book clubs and buddy reads. So I just want to say, just in case it's a mess, my memory card was full, so I had to switch. So things might not be completely the same. I'm so sorry. Let's get back into what we were doing. Then we have B&K Book Club, which is hosted by two of my good friends, which is Brittany Loves Reading and Reads with Kelsey. They are going to be reading One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune, and I want to read this book, and it is a perfect time to read it in summer, so that's gonna happen. I don't know what it's about. I truly don't. I am just excited to dive into it. Then here on my YouTube, I will be reading with my members. We're going to be reading The Wind Weaver for the month of June. I'm so excited about this. This is my Fairy Loot edition. So many people have been talking about this book. So many people have been raving about it that I need to dive in. I want to know what's going on. I want to be obsessed too. Then I'm going to be reading Dire Bound with my friend Sarah. I have seen so many people once again raving about this book, and I have severe FOMO, so it's happening. And I also know that the next book is coming out relatively soon, so I want to be prepped and ready to go. And then the last book I'm going to be buddy reading is On Wings of Blood. I'm going to be reading this with my friend Court, and Rainey's going to be so happy because she actually sent this to me for my birthday, and I am finally getting into it. And then the best thing is that this author is actually going to be at Villains and Vixens, which I will be attending in September, so it's a win-win, truly. So what I'm getting from the back of this is it's taking place at an academy. It says blood is power and love is a dangerous game. She is a half-fae, which is not great because apparently this is a school full of high-blood vampires, so we're gonna see how that works out. And then apparently there are deadly competitions in this one as well. I don't know what to expect with this one, but I'm going into it with an open mind and some high hopes. Well, friends, those are the books that I'm hoping to read in the month of June. It is a jam-packed TBR, but I am so excited to go on this journey with all of you. If you are going to be part of the amazing Readathon, let me know in the comments below what team you're on. Otherwise, let me know a book that you are really looking forward to picking up in June. I can tell you right now that for me, it's Caught Up by Nevessa Allen. Will I be able to fit it into a prompt? Fingers freaking crossed. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much. If you're interested in watching more, I'll put a video up right here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.